Hello, everyone. Well, it seems like we're live, and I'm going to share it to the Wind Clan and share it to a couple of other places. All right. Wow. Wow. That's all I can say. It's been an amazing journey. I don't know. I've been into all of them. And I think in some ways, this is one of my favorite symposiums yet. I really liked the new 30-minute format. I liked the participation. We've had over 20,000 views. One thing that was a little different is in the past, we've had more altars shared. I was thinking about that this morning, about whether people didn't share their altars or they didn't hold an altar or they just came to listen to the speakers, or I don't know. I would love to hear some feedback on if you kept an altar and you didn't share it, was there a reason? I got a text from somebody this morning who said, "Oh, that's an altar?" So maybe I didn't do a good enough job of explaining what an altar is. Something else happened interesting this morning. A lot of times I'll do a closing journey, and today the wind spirits told me to talk more about the oracle cards that I pulled from the Windwalker's Wisdom deck and have you go back, and I'm going to redo the journey from the other day, because the question that these winds want to ask of you before we send them home is, Veamata wants to know, are you nourished? Was this a nourishing experience for you? Trevoruna, was this sacred? And Cardia, what doors did you close and what did you open? And listening to all of these speakers, although I wasn't in some ways I was the techie not participating fully, trust me, I had plenty of dreams and plenty of experiences. And when I wrote this year, coming out in February, so it's not here yet, but you can pre-order it. When I wrote A Pilgrim's Guide to Walking Wisdom, part of what was going on for me at last year's fire was that I did this whole exciting presentation and it was in silence. And I was talking to somebody recently and they said, well, what might you have to look at about your communication? And so this year I've been spending time looking at my communication and lots of different little insights, like the man that I did the 111 insights for every day who couldn't walk the Camino. There's a really important lesson in here that I learned from that. And also, one of the ways that I started out this book was that I was kind of feeling a little bit old and inconsequential. Like that I had, there's so many people that I thought like, well, maybe I've just missed my opportunity to share the winds. And I think I needed to have that experience because the Windwalker's Oracle, as you know, or most of you know, has taken off so well that, I had 30 orders to backfill once they arrive in January, which is really exciting. So I really believe that this is the magic carpet that the wind is going to ride on, because Winds of Spirit is a wonderful book. And yet I thought it was for everyone, but it seemed to be for more advanced students of shamanism. So I think that these wind oracles are going to help people find a way into the wind, because we really need it now that especially now that we're in the age of Aquarius for, I believe, the next 40 years. It's the age of wind, and it's the time that the winds are going to inform us. But the other thing that I learned from when I was having this experience last year was that besides for feeling inconsequential, which really I kind of laugh at now, sitting here having written a book and finished the Oracle after 10 years, is that that one of the things that I had realized was that I was coasting in my idea of what awakened was. Like, I had done a lot of regret work. I had done a lot of inventory work. And most days, I'd say 95% of the time, I wake up happy. But I started to ask, is happy enough? Is being not depressed, even keeled, not manic, all of those things, is that what our awakening's calling to us? And I just want to share, last night I had a deeply, deeply moving experience after I was finished for the day. I was asking, how do I heal? How do I heal the more significant relationships in my life that seem to always have communication issues and struggles? And they're the most important and nearest and dearest to my heart. And what I was shown was that even though I had created new rituals like the I Am Symposium, and I had new holidays, and I get myself trees, and I decorate, and I do all of these other things, that there was when I went down into the cavern, there were some old Christmas stories that I was holding on to. And I really could cry because I was taken back to a memory of maybe one of the only times that I ever spent Christmas at my dad's house. Most of the time he would drop in, give us a check, do something, after he was done causing a big fat stir. But then one year he decided to host Christmas, and we all went there. And I think I went with resentment on and all of these other things, but I never realized that my father would die, when I was 33, and that I would spend another 30 some Christmases, 40, 50, how many years I live without him in my life. So I don't know if it was which lesson I heard, which opened up my heart, and maybe it was the Deekshaw that we just all went to, but that I had to share this experience because I cleared it. I cleared it, and I thought, I wept that I could feel so intensely the loss and the missing of my dad, which kind of is interesting because the other night, at the first night of the symposium, I dreamt of my older sister who had passed probably 4 years ago now. And I was thinking about it when who was talking about ancestors, talked about, or our oracles, like who is your giving you the oracle? Who is the guide of it? I mean, all the talks talked about that you are your oracle, but your sister, your family, your father, that is the oracle too. And I was wondering if my sister was always very psychic, and her daughter, when she was even little, drew a picture with her third eye in the middle of her head. And I thought, like, well, I wonder if my sister's going to come to start informing me, because she was sitting at this juice bar, and she wasn't healthy when she died, but she was sitting at this juice bar drinking a ginger and something tonic. And it was like, it was a real shift. And so I just want to say that I hope that for you, you had that kind of a transformative experience. And if you just were in and out and you didn't have it, I really highly suggest you go over to windwork.org and buy this collection, because there is so much in here, so much juice, so much wisdom, that I'm going to go back and revisit it. And I have to say, in all the years I've heard everything, this is the first year that I said, yeah, I want to go back and go deeper with that. So I hope you feel that way too. So we're moving on. I think we're going to do the journey first, and then I'm going to end with the altar video. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right from the journey right to the altar video. Okay. And if you wonder why I'm sitting in front of this big screen TV, because today I'm here. I rented an Airbnb because my house is rented, and I didn't want to bring 1,300 people into my friend's house for 4 days. So I rented an Airbnb, and it had the fireplace. Let's see if you can see it. Let's see. I'll have to wait till it changes. So you can do that journey. Let's see. Hard to be your own techie. All right, so get yourself comfortable and we're going to revisit the journey and then I will play the altar video. Call upon the wind spirits to guide us, to direct us. And if you pulled an oracle card, go with the spirit of that oracle. The wind spirits will guide and protect us. Begin by noticing their breath, the movement of the air upon your face, upon your body. And let the wind carry you. Imagine yourself standing at the entrance of a serene, natural landscape. Maybe it's a forest, a lake, a beach, a mountain path. Whatever you feel that's calling to you. Look at your feet. Look at your hands. Look at the sky. Let the wind push you forward. Feeling the earth beneath your feet with every step. And the wind softly caressing you and guiding you. As you proceed, call to the wind spirit. Maybe it's Boreas, the north wind, or Eurus, the east wind. Notice the south wind, Zephyrus, the west wind. Call to the wind. Come here, be with me today. As you go forward, you see a figure emerging from the surrounding. It's the embodiment of the wind spirit. Begin to walk forward. Greet the spirit. Introduce them. Greet the spirit. Introduce yourself to them. Ask them, what is it that you're calling me to do today? Where are we going? And let the wind guide you inward. Move forward with respect and openness. Ask to be shown your inner altar. Follow the wind. Together you're moving through the landscape.
Up ahead, you see a radiant light beckoning you forward. It's emanating this sacred space. Is there something that needs to be cleared for you to enter into this domain? Maybe it's branches that need to be cut, a path that needs to be removed, branches that need to be moved out of the way. But do whatever you need to do in order to clear the space so that you can walk into your sacred space. Let the wind help. Let the wind move you through whatever the blocks are. Wow. Find yourself in the middle of that light, in the middle of this beam of energy. Look around. How does it feel? Ask the wind to give you a message, an insight. And if you have a specific intention for this fire, ask now. You've cleared away, you've moved, you've traversed with the wind. Here you are in the lightness of your entire being. Trust whatever comes to you. And be here in this space. Feel how expanded it feels. The space is for you and no one else. And if there's anything that needs to be cleared from the space, clear it now. Call to the wind spirit that took you there and ask that you be shown your way back. You're traveling back the way you came, back to that favorite spot in nature. And you're back at the starting point. And with each step, you become more and more aware of your physical surroundings. And now feel yourself gently returning to the present moment. Ready to tend the fire, ready to tend your altar, ready to be with this experience fully.
gonna send the winds home that came to work with us. And I'm gonna blow out the candles. So I invite you to close your eyes. I'm gonna start with the north and unwind us. Thank you, Boreas. Thank you, Cardia. Thank you, Trabaruna. Thank you, Veamate, for this nourishing work that we did. For this work of tending fire, though it's not easy, it's nourishing. And it's the way that we can walk and be in more integrity in our lives and in this changing world. Thank you. Zephyrus, the great wind of the west, endings, death, the physical harvest. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for sharing space with us at this fire. Notice the winds of the south, our emotional needs and desire. Thank you for opening up my heart, for opening up the hearts of the people watching, for giving us a sacred space to share that heart. Aho. Eurus, the mighty breath of the east. We can't think our way through the next cycle. Our memories need to be cleared in order to move forward. Thank you for this teaching. Thank you for all of the people who sit here, who walk this medicine way. It's been a blessed journey with you. May the winds go. Happy holidays to you all.